here we go. Alright. I now once again stream on my channel. I've been trying to adjust my settings and also my volume here a bit. It's hard to get this volume right. I think that's okay. It's actually not that loud. There we go. That's better. Alright. So I'm trying to work out exactly how well my stream is working here. Because I think I might not be streaming at full capacity, even though I should be able to. Oh well. Let's see how this goes. Let me just go check if my stream is going well. I'm trying to use Restream. There's a way to see how good your connection is, and I'm not sure how good mine is. This is the eternal effort of getting streaming to work right. What does my bitrate say? My bitrate is 6,000. I don't know if that's bad. Well, let's find out. Oh, and I didn't activate my voice activation on Discord. There. Now I should actually be visually... No, not really. Interesting. Come on. Work. Work, damn you. Ah, there it goes. Alright. Now I'm gonna actually try to... Well, I'm actually mostly experimenting with my stream more than I'm building Kanite class, but I do actually have... I do have a mission that I need to do, which is... I've decided I'm going to connect this maintenance tunnel to this maintenance tunnel so that you can actually sort of wander all the way over outside. I think I'm just going to start by making a kind of thing, just to be inspired. This is sort of the kind of thing I'm trying to do. I am trying to... Trying to do cool things, as one does. See if I can... I'm just occasionally checking my own stream to see... if I am responding fast enough. It doesn't seem to be too bad today. So let us proceed with the idea that things are better now. Things are much better now. Everything is fine. Alright. Oh, there we go. Why is the... What's this? Why is this being weird to me today? V-Sync. Actually, let me just try to restart this client. This looks a bit weird. Do 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 do. I'll be back up in a second here. Just restarting this client. I think it's a bit weird that it had those dark edges on the client. It still has that on the edge. Why? Why does this have the wrong format? Have I done something weird to the aspect ratio? Interesting. There should be a whole menu out here on the side that's currently not there. This is very strange. What has happened to my setup here? Have I... I'm just trying to mess with things here. I mean, the game works. It just seems to be... doing a weird thing with aspect ratio. What are you doing? What are you doing, game? More research. What a strange thing. I don't recall this being the case with the last time I did a stream, that it has like these really dark edges with a lot of nothing. Like, what is off the going here? No, something's off. Something's very off. I think I'm gonna reload like the whole server, which is okay, because, you know, I'll still be here and, you know, making good vibe noises. I love this music so much. It's great. Alright, server is back up. Here we go. There might be some intro music. Might have to stop the music here, because once I connect, it's gonna be in-game music, I think. Hell yeah. See, this is the rate, like this, it fills up the whole screen now. These are some of the fine people on BPL 14. Yep. Good times. Alright, let's see if, start round. Let's begin once more.
Welcome to the station, crew. Enjoy
I'm
your
gonna
stay.
observe. It still has those dark edges on this side of the screen. I don't... This is weird. I don't recall this being a thing. Like, I'm not that crazy, am I? Wow. I don't recall this being a thing. Just checking my last stream to see if it also had. Well, I'll be damned. It didn't. I am just hallucinating. For some reason, I seem to be in the mindset of this is not the way it's supposed to be, but apparently it is. And I have just been fooling myself. I don't know why, but I have. Good old Ian. It's even old Ian. That's nice. Alright, let's go to mapping. Let us do some mapping. Some mapping. Old man mapping. La da dee dee. La da dee 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 dee. Alright, here we go. Kanite class. We had actually just begun. Thankfully, we hadn't done much. And now that I'm over my delusion, we can carry on like normal. And of course, when we do that, put the music back on. Yeah. Oh, I have tea. Now the question is, should I connect the maintenance tunnel on the inner side where medbay is? Because the idea is that medbay is sort of supposed to be a sort of an added module that comes in. That's also why it looks different. It's supposed to be like, oh yes, on this particular class we inserted this module, which is medbay, because it needs one. Not because it's default. You'd think to yourself, why? Isn't it default for it to have medbay? No. We are talking about Nanotracing, an organization ostensibly established to make money and to turn you into profitable paste if it so suits them. That is what you must always remember in these situations. So, let us for the moment assume that we are going to add a lattice and go in maybe here. Should we go in here? I guess here would be good. Yes. Alright, so that means all the way out here. I can't go up that high. I do not have the voice for it. I do have a strange voice. Sometimes my voice is like this, and sometimes it's much higher. My voice changes all the time. Alright, let's go on to say... Where should we enter? Which part of the wall? This part? That part? Any part? My part? Your part? I fart. Wait, what? Who said that? I'm guessing here is fine as any, I suppose. Just knock a little, Should we add a bend just to be... Just to be weird, just to make it like, why is there a bend? It's like, well, why shouldn't there be a bend? Maybe there needs to be a bend. Have you thought about that? So, let us say that we knock a hole in the wall. Right here. Right there. Oh yeah, baby. Can't have that. No, 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 no. All right, here we go. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can put some plating in here. Yeah. Damn right. So he walks over here. Takes an inexplicable turn here. And walks in here, I guess. Alright, what kind of wall should this be? I'm thinking I actually might make it more light at one point, just so there's more chance that it'll have a catastrophe either way. So if he's walking in here... I will, depending on how this turns out, I'm going to have to test whether the escape shuttle can still make it here, but all in due time. Man, they really added more walls. I didn't even know half of this stuff. Riveted wall, ice wall, alien vaults. Wall gear. Are we gonna see Ratvar return one day? Who knows? Oh. Hey, Anidromeda. Would love to see Radvar again. Oh yeah, I'd love to see. I thought it was a great event in SS13. I don't know. It fell out of favor. I'm not quite sure why. Something, maybe it was too chaotic. Who knows? Right. Solid wall. That's what we're at. For now, these walls are just placeholders. It's just so I can see that the walls are there. Details later. I enjoyed being the little cog drones and slowly expanding the cog. Yeah, it was so much fun. It was really good fun. I enjoyed Ratvar Call a lot more than Narcy. They just felt a lot more interesting things going on for you. I mean, Narcy, isn't it just? I mean, I was never any good at the Narcy thing because that's just a cult thing where all you basically, all I say just and all, you're just a guy who runs around, cuts himself, has magical symbols, and captures people and convert them to your cause. So it's like blood magic and stuff like that. And that's cool and whatnot. Like, it has its own merits, but I don't know. I'm with you. Like, I thought Ratvar was a bit more complex and a bit more sort of unique because Ratvar, you also had that little strange device you had to hold in your hand, where you would teleport in. I think was part of it, and you'd mess with stuff like mess with APCs and whatnot. And the idea was you'd mess with that before anyone caught you, and then you'd run back out and teleport out. So that was how that proceeded. I enjoyed that experience more. Alright. We have now put a barrier around Medbay. So now the question is, how do we properly make it fit? Because it doesn't have to be a straight line. It's just, I've just put it there right now to sort of outline that this is the stuff I have to fence in. So I could make it curvy, or what would be funny is if I made it like really narrow. So basically once you get to this part, you I just had a thought. Oh man, what if this whole thing, just take a small stretch here and say window, not sure how it would work. Maybe, not sure it could work like this, but maybe it could work like this. And you would have lattice to make it feel even narrower. Well, what if that was the totality of you? Like, once you get to this part of maintenance, you get exposed more or less to open space, and the only thing separating you from certain death and you walking down a hallway is just these thin panes of glass. You walk past like, I sure hope nothing comes in and lightly pokes anything right now, because otherwise I'll get sucked into space post-haste. That would be funny as fuck. I did like how they had an interaction if both Nazi and Ratvar were successfully summoned. They'd get into a fight, wouldn't they? As I recall it. I think I have to look for some inspiration here. Let's see. SS40. What I sometimes will do when I'm not sure how to approach something, I'll go look at the maps that already exist. And just see what they did in certain situations. Like, I'm not gonna be afraid to admit that certain things I copied. Like, for instance, I couldn't, when I was making security, I couldn't work out how to do the entrance, sort of like this area where they come in. So I couldn't work that out. And so if you, actually this is a complete copy of what someone else did. So it's just that mine's flipped a different way. So if you flip this and have a look at a different station, you will notice that the entrance and way get in plus this locker room is a complete rip-off. Like, I ripped it off from a different map, but it's just, but it solved my problem. So, you know, and it fits in. It looks fine. Steal with pride, as they say. Yeah, see? You recognize it. There you go. Yeah. I've done it some other places too. Let me see. I think the detective office? I think the detective's office is more or less a complete ripoff of some other thing, but it's like, I needed a pretty good detective's office, and I found one that I liked. And I was like, okay, here we go. There you go. Problem solved. The kitchen, you say? The kitchen is quite small. I actually wanted to do a proper sort of chow hall and everything, but no space. Maybe one day I'll find a way to solve it, but this is the kitchen. It's quite small. I know, but there's not much I can do about this. It's for lack of space, as they say, because what I had to do was fit in like the entertainment and lounge area into this middle section, and there's not much I can do. But you can cook there. I will just say this much: you can cook. And there is an easy access for botany to drop off through a little window here stuff that you want. So, look, I tried to do my best with this. Maybe one day I'll find a way to do something different. But for the moment, this is what it is. I mean, I get flack from the science staff as well, because the science department is incredibly small and compact. But there's a lore, at least for this, I have a lore reason why it's like this, which is that it's a salvage vessel. It's not supposed to have a science department, but some bureaucrat or something decided, well, no, there has to be a science thingamajiggy, and they were like, okay, fine, we'll somehow fit a science lab into this stupid-ass ship, which also was the reason why the maintenance corridor goes through the artifact room. So you might just accidentally step through the, maintenance door and be radiated. I mean, like, you open this door and your hair falls down. So, shit happens. Yeah. It's not incredibly science-friendly, I'm not gonna lie. But I did fit in all of the major functions. You can mix gases. There are 2 artifact rooms. There's a front desk. There's the anomaly room. The research director is here. There's the R&D server and all the rest. So look, the robotics is actually pretty awesome. Because robotics, I also had a reason I could justify this. It's a salvage vessel. You need robots to go help you salvage, don't you? So therefore, you need a fairly decent robotics room. Plus, I love robotics, I'm not gonna lie. This door and this whole design with the 2 rows of circuitry is also something I stole from somewhere. I just like this garage look that it had, so that's why I chose it. Anyway, back to what I was doing. I want this pathway to be slightly precarious. So, industrial robots are sure weird. Just had a crash course though. Oh, hey, Krillzilla. And, yeah, you're right. I'm currently in the market for stealing weird outside contraptions and pathways, so I'm also... If I seem to be doing nothing on the main screen, it's because I'm looking at my other monitor on other maps to see, like, what could I maybe do for as an outside precarious maintenance path that sort of very easily gets exposed to space. I'm thinking something really, really dumb has to be done. And also, since you guys, both of you, are here, how am I doing latency-wise? Like, is everything coming through clearly? Is the latency good? Is it everything smooth, as they say? Did I run out of music here? What's going on? Oh, I didn't. Good, good. This is pleasing. Nothing on this map. Which other map might I usually look at the Flant map. The Flant map is really good in terms of aesthetics. Like whoever made the Flant map, I don't know who did, but this is a person who cares about detail. And I appreciate that. It also has a beautiful kitchen, much, I'm sure, to somebody's dismay. Look, I'll see if I can fix it one day. What was it called? Outworld? The thing with Sean Connery as a space marshal thingy. Yeah, Outworld. That would be Outworld. Or Outland. Outland, yeah. There is that one map that has a multitude of, like, outside thin pathway outside of cargo. And I'm trying to remember which one it is. Is that it might be it might be Space Station 13, and I just don't remember that it's not on 14. No, that's not it. It's definitely not Train. What a mess that is. I mean, with all respect to the mad genius, or whatever he is, messed up person, who created, a tormented individual created Train, with respect to that, but that's not the one I'm looking for. Oh, here's something. Oh, you know, that might be an interesting way of doing it. A double layered approach. Outland. I don't think they have Outland. Let's see, Omega Station. Nope. Not it. What about Origin? Huh. Interesting. There are some weird secret things around maps once you start looking. I have loads of fun doing this. Ooh, this one even has like a small pre-built shuttle that you can start messing with. That's a neat idea. I like that. What's this? This looks like a hidden syndicate shuttle on an abandoned docking area at an abandoned bar. That's not bad at all. I feel like I should show you guys this, you know. Search Outland movie architecture or Moonbase Alpha 1. Alright. You know what? Let's do that. Let's see. Moonbase Alpha 1. Let's have a look. It's like a circular design. Moonbase Alpha, so it's like a strut sticking out everywhere. Yeah. Well, I dig the style, I really do. Not what I'm looking for, though. What's Amber? I've never heard of Amber. Ooh, now that's interesting. That is a messed up station if I ever saw one. I think I've found a little bit of inspiration here. Um, I found out that one of the things you can do, it seems, is you can take directional windows and have like two types. The other outer ones being like the reinforced, and then you can do this, apparently. This is what a lot of maps seems to be doing, sort of like a dual layered thin pathway sort of thing. Is this a good idea? I don't know. We'll find out. Provisionally looks alright. What I thought I might do is expand this platform a little bit. By going further out. Because what if... I was just thinking, what if instead of just having this completely rigid, what might be done is... like... I'm brainstorming right now, so don't take this as final anything. I'm trying something out in my mind. Let's see. Place some gear and equipment on that and move the pathway around to prevent it being just one long path. Little sensor platforms and maintenance rooms in between, only accessible by spacesuit. Yeah, that might indeed be the way. That might indeed be the way. Just gonna try this. You see what I mean? And then maybe, I thought, do something like this. You see what I'm driving at here? And maybe it needs to have a more of an angle. Imagine walking on a narrow walkway through nothingness to base metal cabin with a little window on a with a little window and minimal atmosphere. Yeah. What does that do for our ship shape-wise? It can't be too weird for the shape of the ship. The thing I'm worrying about right now is if it's too square in this area here. Because, like, you see how most of the ship sort of, they either have, like, slightly, like, 45 degree, not 45, well, yeah, they have slopes or, so the ship isn't sort of very square. It's more sort of 45 degree angles, or not 45 degrees, the other one. Yeah. Wedge, that's the one. Thank you. Your D is quote of the day, Krillsilla. My D is still broken. I understand. I don't know what he just said in chat. I have no idea. I just no idea. Oh, last thing I heard was that he was saying his D is broken. Oh. It's with love. It's with love. Broken with love. No, wait. Okay, let me just try this a bit more. Of course, I could just switch. It's like, he says, the D on the keyboard. What? The D is on the keyboard? My God. Okay, I'll stop that now. Should there be a bend? Should it be a complete curve, I now wonder? Something like a pool. What do you mean by that? Expand. I like your thinking. I was actually gonna think, I'm like, should I create an outdoor morgue? Like, you know, have a floating platform, like with body bags out here or something? Opening in the middle. A pool opening in the middle. What, outside med bay? space Viking funeral. Yes, yes. No, wouldn't it be great? Because I already sort of designated this area. Like the original idea was that the morgue in Medbay on this ship was just a sign. Like it says, "This is the morgue behind this door," and you open the door and it's empty space. So where do you store your bodies? Chuck them into space. That's where the morgue is. That was the original idea. Like there, it actually says here, morgue, space. So you're supposed to drag the body in here and open this door and just chuck it into space. That was the idea. Nobody caught on to that. Everybody just kept asking me, where's the morgue? I'm like, oh man, you don't get it. So suppose you could just do it like this. Like if you really wanted to. How about a note saying to take them to the kitchen instead? That would be great. You open the door to the tiny room. It's like, how does this be the morgue? And you see at the back of the wall, there's like a note, and you walk up to it, like body over your shoulder, and read it. Take them to the kitchen. Oh God! Oh. Oh, that would be good. The kitchen needs its meat. Oh no. I just had a weird idea. I'm just gonna build something out here. I want to see what this idea I just had amounts to. Just give me a second here, because like this might be a really dumb idea. Body's naturally cooled by space. You open the door, chuck in the body, and close back up, and it's in space. I don't know. Too dumb? Just a weird idea. I don't know why I thought of this all of a sudden. It's like, what if I put this thing so the body container morgue thing is in space itself, and so what you have to do is walk into the morgue, open the little thing, and chuck in the body, and, you know, closed again. Should there be a complimentary EVA suit for medical personnel? Can't you just hold your breath? I mean, really? Maybe... Yeah, I'm not sure this works. But I kind of like the idea. Like, in principle. A couple of seconds should be fine. It's fine just thinking, is there a pallet jack? Ooh, you make a good question there. I don't think there is any pallet anything. Cargo pallet. Cargo selling. Yeah, I don't know. The Ripley. Be a Ripley that sort of brings, that sort of comes along and chucks in bodies. Carries a box of bodies. That would be... Oh, man. I should have done this whole streaming while I map a lot sooner, because all of a sudden people show up with worse ideas than I have. A body palette. I like that. Something's stuck here. Give me a second. I just gotta... Something's got a little wedged. I gotta take a little pointy thing. Lever it back out. Excuse me. Damn. It's stuck. Just gonna mute my own sound so I can tap this on my desk so I don't make you deaf. Hold on. There we go. All good. If so, just extend another pathway a little further to the right for disposal. Just push them over and give them a little... Unfortunately, as much as I appreciate that thought, disposal is on the opposite side of the ship. I could suppose make something, but it would be hard to reroute. Would need a garbage door mounted on the edge of the platform. Open body, open door, put body inside, close. Don't look around the corner. Hell yeah. If I was gonna do something like this, I would want to move these guys up a little bit. You would see the bodies drift away. That would... Oh no. Being in space, this would be a very secure prison or high infectious lab. Only way there is to go through the void, so even a containment breach would just sterilize it and kill the inmate. It would. Speaking of prison, I actually rather like my own perma-break for a very simple reason. Like, this is my perma-break. This is the where you put naughty people if they will not behave. Oh, that was my alarm that going off. Is you go in here. There's like an airlock in between here where you can press different things for locking things and opening. But this little area here, the reason I like this is two reasons. One, there's this button here, which we press it, this blast door opens, which is exposed directly into open space. There's a barrier here, so you can't just exit and float off into space and get away. No. You have to break this barrier first. So you will probably die. And in any case, there is a toilet here, which has a window to arrival. So if you arrive and somebody's in perma, you can sit down here and watch the perma guy take a shit. And there's nothing he can do about it. Anyway. Spray paint. Open air virology. Yeah. You know, I'm this whole morgue extension thing here, maybe not in this shape, but the idea is beginning to grow on me. Also as a reason for how I could sort of make this maintenance tunnel go all the way around Medbay. This is beginning to grow on me, because this actually gives some kind of justification for the shape of it, and also how this is going to be put together. What I still want, though, once I get to it, is the maintenance tunnel should be precarious. It should be. You should be worried when you walk through this part of the maintenance bay. Like, you should look into empty space. Just have go through the morgue. I could do that, or I could just have a door that goes in the back. I don't know. Can you push people off the way? What do you mean, off the way? I don't think even pushing is in yet, by the way. I don't think it's not a thing yet in Space Station 14. A door into the back would make the most sense. Going through the morgue is just silly. Why did you have to say that? Why did you have to make the distinction, of which you do correctly, I should add, between a maintenance door in the back of the morgue and going through the morgue, which would be silly and therefore funnier. Damn you. I'm just gonna look up some morgues. Let's start with Fland. Fland is, like I said, good aesthetically. Let's see how it does the morgue. Do you have, Mr. Fland person, do you have a good morgue? He does. Unfortunately, it's much too sensible for what I'm thinking, but maybe I should copy some of this. You are very correct about that, Andy Drum. You're very correct about that. You could make the outer side a blackboard with funny notes attached. Yeah. So what I'm thinking here now, let's say for a moment, I've just basically dragged you two into my design process here. So you now become part of the decision making here for reasons you cannot argue. The question now is, should we only have these more containers or body containers on lining the outside, or should there be a center, something in the center instead? Because we could have a few of them in the center, or should that be sort of like where the operating table is when you pull out a body and says, yeah, put him on the slab, let's get some, also don't drop your chips into his open cavity. That would be weird. What I'm asking is, these guys, should they be in the center as well, or should we only have them lining the side? Because we have to think about, how do people move in a space? It has to be, at least in someone has to look, it has to look like someone drew this. I think it would still be good if this stuff yeah, I think you're right. I still like the idea about these things being sat on a lattice, so they're technically exposed to space. Am I weird for thinking that's a neat idea? It sounds it sounds dangerous and like a bad idea in the sense of, in terms of getting yourself hurt, it's probably very dumb. But hey, saves on cooling bills. There you go. You know what I'm you know my kind of thinking. That's exactly the kind of bullshit that nanotracing would say. So, like, why did you guys expose a section of medbay, like the morgue, to open space? It's like, what, we're gonna spend energy on cooling bodies? Pfft. Come on, man. Think about this. Salvage an AC first, then. Yeah, salvage an AC first, then we'll talk. Come in here with your, oh, you want your body? It's cool. Yeah, well, we're doing that. You just don't like where it's coming from. What, you discriminatory where the cool stuff is coming from all of a sudden? Jeez. Oh, dude. Or, well, I don't know. Now you're called Anadrome. Maybe it should be, look, I call everybody dude. I don't care. So, cold loop, TEG. Yes, you could use cold radiator pipes in space. Exactly. And it used to be that by just opening up the floor to space, you would get cooling that way that would be effective for running your engine. And that made perfect sense to me, but all of a sudden it's like, oh no, you can't do that. Ugh. I'm having a thought. I'm currently liking where this is right now, but I'm having a let's try something thought. So, if you will forgive me, I shall momentarily, what's it called, grill. Oh yeah. Come on, baby, I can feel this. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I can feel it. There's something here. There's something here. Wait, don't you dare stop music. You come back right this instance. Very good. I don't know if this is the exact solution, but there is something about this concept that I'm digging. Should the caskets have a back window too? I was thinking they shouldn't, but since you put it like that, I shall oblige, because maybe they do. Let me just try this. This shape. My beloved medical bay. Yes, she is finally getting some asteroid protection that she sorely lacks. And she is getting the way she's getting meteor protection is by way of diverting the entire maintenance tunnel around her. So that you can, in fact, pass by Medbay, as you probably should be able to, through maintenance, without having to get out. Turns out upstream is nerfing or removing the Kessler syndrome to boot. Well, they can go fuck themselves. Not to get too pointed or political about that point of view, but if there's one thing I will not stand for and not accept, it's the notion that somehow, that because you have wild ideas and sort of don't recognize that chaos is part of the fun of this game, you can, and then you start removing things sort of arbitrarily and screwing things up that people were enjoying just because you don't like it yourself. It's like, well, why don't you just, you know, crawl up a tree or something? I don't know. Go away. Armageddon. It's Diggs on the YouTubes. On the Twitch as well. It's the same thing when I heard that there used to be the shock color that you done in Space Station, either 13 or 14. I think it was 14. You can put a shock color on somebody. And I thought this idea was fantastic in of itself. And then because for some reason someone got really, really uppity about the idea that, but somebody had a fetish for that. I'm like, yeah, don't play with them then. Go, like, dude, why do you have to ruin something that could be in some other weird way a fun role play item? just because you like got grossed out by somebody's fetish. Like, it sounds like a confession to me, first of all, and secondly, let people have their fun. Like, don't use it if you don't like it. Don't put it in your map. Good God. Sorry, I get on one with these sorts of things. Like, I don't understand this mentality of just ruining fun because it's like, oh, somebody might do weird shit with it. It's like, yeah, but people do. I'm still waiting for the syringe gun to be implemented to be brought into the game. You know, that's a good point. Yeah, that's exactly. People can do weird shit with anything if they try hard enough. Exactly. Like, you cannot, if people are determined, I promise you, if like this game was reduced to like a 0.5% of its current content and ability, someone will make it weird somehow. You could have a room with a table and a chair and 2 people and off you go. It's just, it does not take much. I'm starting to understand why Upstream nerfs stuff, because they can't be asked to admin their own server. Exactly. It's like they have problems they don't have the capacity or willingness to solve, so they make it hard for everybody else by taking out all the fun stuff. Lattice. I was getting lattice. What's that game called in English? Ladders and Snakes. Well, the weird thing is this is how I build, for better or for worse, is that I do sort of, like, there are sometimes where you think to yourself, like, shouldn't I be doing this instead, or like maybe even this in some cases. But in some cases, for my mind to sort of add up, like, I'll try out a pattern, because I do that a lot. I do patterns to see if the pattern adds up, sort of by doing it manually. And then once I've sort of figured out, all right, this is the shape I want, then I'll start doing the mass production. So I'll sit and sculpt for a while to see, like, no, I need a bit more of this, I need a bit more of that. Now it's too thick, and so I gotta remove something else thick. So this is what I do. And then when I have a shape that I like, it's like, all right, there we go, and then mass produce. Which, by the way, this whole thing in shape and function was a nightmare, because I had already decided on the basic shape to begin with. And so once because I used the shape as sort of like I had laid it all out on the floor. The problem is now my brain has to go, okay, now you have to fit all the departments into this space, for better or for worse. I don't care what shape you think was really cool. This is the cool aesthetic shape you wanted. Good luck. And so that was the challenge, is fitting everything into this space after I had drawn the outline. So I think this is actually probably the worst way to make a map, because I think what people do is they basically either do like a big box and do a subtraction thing where they just build the rooms and make weird hallways, everything, and then just at the end of it just chisel away everything else, and that sort of like is a better way. Or maybe there's that guy in the Augs who did a wonderful map. He had these like geometric shape, and he would sort of gradually build things in. I thought that was really, really cool. I don't know how he did that, but that was cool. But no, mine was like, I decided like, no, mine needs to look like spaceship cool. And so I was like, oh, okay, you want spaceship cool, fine. Good luck fitting everything in there. This is also like, this is by the way, spoiler, This is the AI room. This is my completed design of the AI room. You might think to yourself, shouldn't this be off somewhere far away? No, it's like, no, I decided there was the space I had left for the AI. And so I had to do the best what I could do with this. And so I had to think in multiple dimensions, like how many layers of defense and complexity can I add into this small space? So, first of all, it has hard walls. The AI itself is placed up against a wall that in itself has further layers of hardened wall you have to get to. And it also has open to space, so you at least need the spacesuit. That's another layer of defense. In addition to this, when it comes to this space, the same thing goes. You can't get into this room and get to the AI at all, or any terminal that changes it, without being exposed to space. And the same thing goes for when you get into the room. The first thing you're confronted with is a turret that's pointing right at your face. So if for any reason these guys didn't get upset with you, or rather you've removed them, well, these are all a layer of defense. You have to get with this layer of defense. And in terms of that, you also have to spend time going from this area, picking up this, walking over here. So it's not handy. You have to go through a process. It's like, this is all these layer of defense I have to think into this. Or at least I tried. I don't know how effective it'll be, but this is what I came up with in this limited space I have. Let me see now. Lots of people saying behind to blow it. I know you can sneak behind to blow it, but that's why you have to get through multiple layers. You have to go through this wall and this wall, or these doors, and get all the way up to this wall. Like you're not getting through easily, or you could blow into the side here, I guess. But then this is very public. Like, you're not doing this secretly. Let's just be clear about that. Nobody's standing here doing this casually. And yes, you can eventually take the turret. Like all systems, you can defeat all systems. There's no perfect system. This is about layers of defense and challenges you have to meet. So, die accidentally when you walk from without telling you shut the door. Still, the back wall is the weakest point if you can break through the wall. Yeah. You can kill the turrets with laser. Yes, you can. You can eventually take the lasers. Yep. Does the AI chain... Don't AI laws change with ion storms too? I don't know. Maybe need a backup AI upload in the office, perhaps. Could be. That might be worth considering. The sneakiest wall is probably the terminal and the southern wall. Yeah, if you can somehow get through maintenance here, which, again, this is, by the way, passed in front of security. Again, layers of defense. Like, I did think about this, but again, yes, assuming you can get through this maintenance tunnel relatively unopposed and get through here and all the way up to here, but here comes another challenge. These doors, I think some of these, I think these doors, you can't open these unless you have engineering access at the very least. And I think even no, actually that might not even be a problem. I might be overestimating. But yeah, assuming you get all the way through here, you can blow the back of this wall and get through here or get through there. That's true. Love this map personally. Thank you. Did a couple of green shifts. Love the quad AME. The space is getting yeah, the quad AME was a unique design choice because I wanted there to be, because this is a ship, right? This is how far I go with my design ideas. Because it's a ship. You know how ships are in real life, right? They have multiple engines, like one for each major engine. And so these are the things you go up here to start this side of the engine, so these guys start. And this one over here, aesthetic, or these two guys over here are the ones for the other main engine. That would make sense in an engineer, in an engine, in a spaceship, wouldn't it? It does to me. That's why I designed it like that. Okay, where's the music? I was having a great time listening to that music. Come back here, you. Yeah, no, I could talk for lengths of time about why and how I did different things. It's not perfect. Every system is beatable, and my ship is in no way sort of foolproof. It's meant to explode. It's meant it's there to explode eventually. It's just more about like it has to be mostly believable. That's like it's look, it has to make a little bit of sense, you know? Not to feature creep too much, but we do have access to advanced smiths now. I know the front of the ship has backup bank of smiths. Finger gun, you're right. Good point. That we shall definitely do that. Although, counterpoint. Isn't that the job of the engineer to upgrade? You know, so that they have a job? Oh, you mean, let's just see if we were clear. You were talking about these guys. We're, like, again, this is your own doing, but you're talking about these guys, right? There is this guy. This is the one on the right. And this is the one on the left. So, what these are, just to be clear, this whole thing is each is a tiny emergency power station or power production plant, power plant. What it's there for, like, even if, say, this whole side of the ship was sheared off and there's only this section of the ship left, and if for some reason you can get to this thing and sort of all you have to do is start up these generators and put out this bit of wire here, you basically reintroduce power to that whole section of the ship. Like it actually works like a power redundancy system. And I have even like written notes here, so for people, if they wonder how it works, I've like left instructions. Oh no, there's like a substation without wires under the bar. Huh? There is? It has wires? Oh wait, oh here? No, well spotted. No, that's not supposed to be like that. Oh, that's hysterical. And it doesn't have green wires either, does it? No, it does not. That is fucking amazing. Well spotted. I had no idea. Sweeps have sent multiple mails to CENTCOM. He get ignored. Oh, poor Sweeps. Alright, well, then you get the pleasure now of having front seat witness to the, like, OG architect of this ship, like, fixing this. Alright, let's see. I will tell you about a similar egregious or problem that I found at one point. In a moment that thankfully nobody noticed. So, you know, I could just never have told anybody, but it's too funny to not tell. Alright, let's put that back in. Tile. Oh wait, what is it again? Steel. Blah 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 blah. I think that's correct. Oh no, now it's underneath it. Ugh. Alright. A level of detail you have to fix. Where is it? Then it's custom color, snap to tile, palette, there. Service, and then we do this one. Move that. Oh no, wrong one. There we go. Back to normal. Thing is, then we make sure everything is correct. It goes there, there, yeah, and we click that. Clean up after ourselves. Done. And just as a bonus, we will say save map, just so you get real satisfaction. Maps, Kanite class. Bam. It is now saved and shall be immortalized. Let me see now. Thank God. I play nothing but NG. I sniff out missing wires all the time. Drives me mad. By the way, the facts you put inside of C's office, gold. If you're not in the C, go to the break. Do not stop. Do not. You're fired. Yes. 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 No, I I deliberately, because I don't know if it's a bug anymore, but it used to be that if you don't hotwire the power grid, the power will flicker no matter what you do. It's just it was really annoying. And so you could like be trying to use a computer and it would kick you off, or you'd be trying to do something, it would just kick you off because the power flickered. But if you hotwire the whole engine by doing what the instructions say, I mean, yeah, everything is now deadly, but no flicker. So which do you want? So that was the choice I made. So I wrote the instruction to basically find a way for the CE to solve it if he was wondering, what can I do? The extra bit about like if you're not a CE, yeah, I was like, did you read that note? Well, in that case, I'm sorry, you have to go to jail. And still does that. Still does that in science and nowhere but science. No, I struggle with this problem. Like if you knew the amount of time I spent going over the whole wiring system. Like I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm one of the few that actually label like where things are. I haven't labeled all of them, but most has been labeled. It's like where this belongs or where that goes and so on. In terms of, like, I'm pretty sure if you go to MedBay, like, I think, let's see, where's the thing? Yeah, see? MedBay Chemistry APC. Don't worry, I hotwired the TEG when Cargo fucking buys it. Minor request medical would love to see some glass floors. Also, if you're expanding medical a wee bit, a second hot plate in chemistry would be awesome. You have two. Just saying. So, there are two. There are, in fact, here, hot plate, and here, hot plate. You see that? Personal fan of two grinders in the kitchen, but I'm pretty sure there's no room for it. Yeah, I can only keep saying I'm sorry about the kitchen. Like at some point, like if I could find a creative way to evict the clown and the mime to somewhere else, potentially this whole area could become the kitchen. But otherwise, I don't know. I have no idea. Yes, I did. I put outposts. There's an outpost in evac. There's an outpost in cargo. There's an outpost at arrivals. This is my favorite thing about security. This thing. I'm sorry. You're just like I don't mean to sort of go too much into talking about it. I need to actually map, but like I had fun like making this. This was so hilarious. With Papers, Please. Like this whole thing is completely designed to be Papers, Please. That's all this is. Like the whole idea is this guy up here, he has all the power. This is sort of like you can close off this and you can close off that with button presses and then be dragged into this room and then dragged off through this door without this happening, and nobody knows what happened. You could disappear. Nobody would know. Yeah. Damn, Arrivals is huge. Yeah, no, Arrivals is huge. It's a whole thing. Like it looks sort of, you arrive and it looks all nice and everything, and there's a little bar, and you can sort of get to. Well, the whole idea is because it's a role play game, you in some sense get to go here, and pick a costume. Like that's what that's for. This basically Arrival is for you to get into the game. That's what it's for. There's paper bins here for if the guy up here says you need to get a something piece of paper. You can play chess, smoke, practice. Like it's a little practice area also if you're new to the game. Like I know that other maps do that, and I thought I need to do that too. Like if somebody has never played the game, they need to have this kind of, because Arrivals has always been kind of sacred or sort of a unwritten rule that you don't fuck with arrivals. Like I know there are some events you can't control it just happens, and that's okay, but if you can help it, you do not touch arrivals, because people need to get into the game. This is their way of getting into the game, and sort of practicing. So I thought I'd do the same. This is also why there's like a tool box here, or sort of a tool area, so you can learn to use tools and all kinds of stuff. But yeah. People tell me on Wisden you get mugged at arrivals 2 minutes into the round. Well, this does not happen on BPL 14. I can guarantee you that. It does not happen. And if it does happen, it will only happen once. I don't just say that because I'm an administrator of the server, but yeah. Because that is the complete wrong philosophy to have. BPL is like a LRP server played exclusively by MRP and HRP players. Yeah. That's a way of looking at it, I guess. I mean, but I think we also have a good culture, and I think we have a healthy rule set. I think we worked out. Not to harp too much on the rules, but we have like this. It's all about how you think about things and why you're playing a game to begin with. Like when you get onto BPL 14, you are like if you are here for anything other than that sort of yes and role play and sort of to have fun with other people, you will somehow very quickly find out that this is not that it's not for you. Like, because that's what makes this place. Like, yes, chaotic things will happen, things will explode, you will suddenly die, but nobody did that to you to be malicious. Like, they didn't do it to beat you. to sort of at the game say, haha, I'm very robust. I'm very so victorious over you. They're not doing it for that reason. They're doing it as part of like, for that experience. Like, how can we do this with the tools that we've got? I'm an Antag. Like, I have access to explosives and wild camouflage, and I have all kinds of fake IDs and all these other things. My mission is clear. I must do something, but what would be do I have a fun gimmick? Like, yesterday, Nuki showed up. Like, no, we're Nuki cosplayers. And it's just like, brilliant. Like, of course they're Nuki cosplayers. Of course they are. And they convinced me. Tech showed up with a giant top hat and everything. Like, no, good day. I am surely a normal crew member. I like water. It's just the best. And I was this close I had decided that CENTCOM was going to respond by saying, all right, fine. I don't believe for a second you're not Nukis, but since you're saying you're cosplayers, fine. In that case, you need a cosplaying license and need to attend cosplaying classes. And so therefore, the command staff now has to basically enroll the Nukis into cosplay classes in the library, headed up by the librarian. And I was like, I wish that would have happened, but it's like, it's this kind of dumb shit. Let's see. The rules aren't bogged down in micro rules. Exactly. Because it's all about positive inducement. You're encouraged to be excellent to each other. You're encouraged to do the yes and. And, that's the challenge. Once you've been positively induced to do that, that's a challenge. Like, you be the one to explain why you did the really awful, non-cool thing. Is that being excellent? I don't think so. You go ahead, justify it. You can't. So I think it works. I play pretend to be space engineer that is also a lizard. Yes, and comes naturally. Yes. Nobody here is to win. In green text, we are to be specimen. Yes. Man, that would be fun. CENTCOM tried to convince me they are actors. I do not believe it. What? NG was locked down. Sen was told to fuck off. Stay out of NG. Green text is you as an Antag doing your objective. Yeah. Can't wait to watch the video. If you ignore them, they will be red. If you complete them, they're green at the end of the round. Yeah. I like causing chaos more than doing my objective. Mm-hmm. Aren't you supposed to follow them? Oh. Yeah, no, it's all about mindset and culture, I would say. It really is. Like, and to an extent, yeah, you do whatever the fuck you want. There are obviously some limitations because what you have to, like, what makes this whole thing work as an improv, yes, and is that whole text you are given by the game. Once you are told you are an engineer working on this space station, it doesn't say anywhere that you're some guy who is also like side jobbing as a murderer. No. That's the thing is, that's your restraint. That's sort of like, this is like me making a map. Like, I made the shape. Now you have the shape of an engineer. So be an engineer. There are all kinds of engineers, but first of all, you're not a murderer. That's not why you're here. That's somebody else's job when they're told, like, this is your job in the game. You're a murderer. That's the distinction you have to make. You might kick someone's ass and put him in the med bay. That's different. That's not murder. That's having a fight. Maybe over beer. Who knows? Yeah. Good spirit. As long as you're doing things in good faith, it usually works out. I have to remove some of this stuff. I feel so bad for killing that Borg in the first round. I really thought it was Emagged. Yeah, sometimes misunderstandings happen. Just, again, as long as people do things in good faith and play with that proper mindset, all shall be good. I agree. Um, sniper, that's good. Yeah, it says go with your heart. Completely agree. If you have a character idea or just an idea of what you're playing, and you have a good feeling about it, or you've like, as long as you're as long as you're doing these things in good faith, you're not trying to win something, you're not trying to beat something, you don't have a resentment towards someone or some kind of grudge or jealousy, whatever it is, just do something in good faith. You'll be fine. Yes. No, this completely agree. No, Sniper says there's just no meta resentment. This is actually one of the most important things. No meta resentment. It's just a game. At the end of the round, we all shake hands and move on. Consider each round that you play in Space Station 14 or 13 as its own sort of isolated episode in some weird space sci-fi show. It's its own isolated. Like these characters in that moment only exist. That version of them only exists in this one round. Once it's the next round, then no, it's a new Randolph P. Checker. So it's a new Einar Gunnarsson or new Dicks with Hands or whatever. Like once the round begins anew, we are all beginning from point one where we state the first. Or what's it called? We all begin all over again. As in, we start from fresh, completely new. got a little tongue-tied. Now you can create some new relations once you roleplay with each other and say it's like, oh, I haven't seen you since that, piss up in the, that last Gamma Theta 13, whatever. It's like, make up some shit. That's yes and. But none of this grudge stuff. New round, new characters. Look, developing cliques and having friendships is natural. You don't need to restart all your friendships from zero, but give the boar clown insults once in a while. Exactly. Well said. Sometimes I even if a clown doesn't know how to get started, I'll even if I'm playing around as a player, I'll even encourage them hey clown, I don't know, please prank me. I want to see what your prank is. I'll encourage, start me off with a prank. It'll make my day better for some reason. I don't know. And so, they'll, I don't know, throw a pie in your face or put their PDA down and drag you over and so you fall and then honk their nose. And it's like, cool, we've started. He feels better. He got to do a thing and I get to move on, Like that. That might seem weird. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like a way to get people started with something simple. Whenever I played a chemist, I will always happily make the clown space loop. Sometimes I will even call him to the chemistry just because I need to give it to him. I've never seen a clown not appreciate it. Taking shape. It's definitely the right shape. I feel like the priest should have more lamps. I think I'd provided, yes, 2 lamps. Not 1, but 2, sir. And a confessional lamp. There be lamp. Does the priest have hand lamps in Kanite from moths? I don't know. Thinking of a story I heard a while ago. Elderly couple on their first flight, getting to a huge airport first time in their lives, and playing it off by making loud comments on, well, that's pretty provincial here, isn't it? They're practicing. Oh, man. Austrian accent, not Austrian.
Well, that's pretty provincial here, isn't it?
Something like that. You say, I think this is the only space station that you can fly around. Not true. You can also fly the Reach around. It's a Reach around. Got him. The small Reach station also has working engines, and it can actually move. So this is not true. But I think it is definitely the largest map that can fly, and is designed to do so. For sure, it is like I don't think there's any map this size out here that is specifically a spaceship. This is a, I don't know if capital size ship, but it's that kind of thing we're dealing with here, and it's designed to move. Yeah, cruiser was also the kind of size I was thinking you would call it. I know. I will have to think of something new for this, since I'm now currently butchering it. I'll have to think of some other because originally this was supposed to double up as a. I mean, I even wrote a little note here trying to encourage people. It's actually a shipbuilding place where you can build things, because it says here on the note, we want to be clear and say this for the last time. This solar installation array was also a shuttle maintenance bay. However, this does not mean you should start building your own shuttles. So the whole idea was that I would try to encourage people to start building their own spaceships here. I love all your notes. Oh, thank you. But then also try to make it double as a solar installation array. Oh yeah, the safety codes. You found the safety code notes. Yeah. No, this is a complete security disaster, or no, a safety hazard disaster. This is so good. There are 2 safety cones here, and which is completely the wrong place to put them. You should put them before so people can see them. But this is done. I did this deliberately. Don't think for a second this is like an accident. Like, I did it on purpose. What's supposed to happen? You're supposed to walk in here and notice there's a piece of paper here that says, "For goodness sake, put out the safety codes when you're using the external airlock. We've lost 3 people already during trials because of this." Thomas Hard-Faced Safety Inspector. So you're supposed to put these 2 codes, like one in front of this door and one in front of this door, so that people know this airlock here is currently in use. Oh. pretty wholesome approach to station shipbuilding. I'm impressed as someone to not plan successfully anything with any amount of complexity. Don't. It was really difficult making this thing. Like, and like, I really wanted it to be funny. Like, as in, for people to enjoy themselves playing the map. Like, that was... I wanted it really badly to be a good map. But it was also hard to make. Holy fuck. I'm too new at the game to give a lot of good ideas. You don't have to. Like, I'm locked into a design pattern right now that I'm trying out. And if the shape works out, because the shape is also important here. It has to in some ways blend with, like, once this is on, it can't look weird. It can't look like it doesn't belong there. That's the important part. And so, if I can do this and make it look like this is on purpose, we should be good. The thing is, then, what I might have to do then, if I do that design, I might have to replicate this on the other side. In other words, have a maintenance tunnel that now begins here and goes around this guy over to the maintenance tunnel of cargo. Which I suppose I could do, but... Well... No, it's not going to block evac. Well, that's what I'm hoping it won't. But this is going to have to take an experiment, because this is evac right here. And depending on where... what am I have to do... I have thought of this, by the way. I did think about it. But depending on how the evac shuttle faces and how it fits, it should still fit, I think. I might have to adjust this, but that's doable, I think. Also, where the fuck did my music go, man? sometimes I'll just sit and stare at it and be like, tell me what I need to do. What do you want? And I think it wants this. It wants you to put it in an immovable rod. Clearly, this is one of my two favorite troll things to do after a round has finished, while like being admin, is when people get off the shuttle, just leave one single immovable rod launcher on the floor and just wait. Or as the other one is the one that's called the nuclear option. This like grenade that's like a nuclear bomb or something, and just don't set it off. Just leave it on the ground. It happens all by itself. People can't. They are unable to resist. Yes, the new stations or the updated ones have an anchor, so they are anchored in space. But guess what? Mine doesn't have an anchor, and it's never gonna have one. Right. Yeah. No, you're completely right, Sniper. The rod fucking. Yeah. The whole concept of the immovable rod is that the rod itself is not moving. You are. That's the whole point. It's the only thing actually. It's sitting completely still. Let's try to put a bit of windowed stuff on this whole thing. Oh. just to get a feel for this thing. On an unrelated note, I love the BPL server more than all others just because they let us buy TEGs. Hell yeah. Well, look, it's our decision. This is the thing I keep insisting on. We decide what's fun. That's our decision. We have grays. Because they're fun. Dig said, I'm on Goob MRP at the moment, learning medical, like actual medical. Ooh, is it good? I guess, is it a good system? I don't think this works. Diggs, is it good? Tell me if it's good. Gotta walk the dog, have fun, and thanks for sharing your work and thoughts. Good evening, Rona. See you, Krilla. Wow, getting ignored by Diggs. I can't believe he did this. Feelings hurt. Alright, plating. Oh no. Medical shit happened. I understand. Sniper says, it reminds me, NG on this map lacks RCDs. Only Chief gets one, I think. That's intentional. No. I get what you mean, and it's not that I don't appreciate the point. It's just that, and this is where I know it's what it sounds. It sounds like, oh, I was used to it was harder, but no. When I originally got introduced to this, RCD was an advanced piece of technology that you had to research. And so the whole point was that in order to have to do something to strive for and also to do research about and also to have more challenges and build up to something, you would start with more basic tools. And so sort of quote-unquote easy mode, if it were, or rather, it's not necessarily easy mode, but it's just easier. You would get that at a later point. And you would also, by virtue of that, learn how the regular tools worked. So they felt like a form of progression. And I sort of adopted this kind of thinking, and I was just like, this makes sense to me. And so I decided to follow that design choice in my map, where it's like, yeah, the CE has like this special turbo prototype, but the actual research stuff that goes into common production has to be researched. It's not just there. Dick said, I got stuck full of floor tiles. What the fuck? Fast by hand, I just don't know how to use their hands. Makes me sad. I know, but they'll learn. Everything is a learning curve. Everything is a learning curve, and you should not be afraid to learn. And learning involves failing. And having failed situations that end in disaster. That's normal. Don't feel bad about it. Am I just missing the obvious here? I could just be making this unnecessarily hard on myself. The corridor is way too narrow. Can you fix my... Tom won't fit. No. Tom will... No, he will not fit anywhere here. But... No, I'm playing with this thing, like, to see if this is how I should do it. It looks a bit weird. Is that because it needs to be narrower, though? Or because I need to reapproach the idea? Oh yeah. High voltage wires. That would be funny. I just wrote window again. Oh, I'm an idiot. Alright. I don't think I can make it this narrow. I actually don't think you can move through this narrow space. Even though stylistically it would make sense for you to be able to. Because there's not a full... No, this would be... I think this would be terrible. I assume you were going to copy this on the other side of the ship. If so, you could expand the chapel out a bit and move the clown and mime room to that side of the ship, freeing up the kitchen a bit more. Afraid that I can't really do that because the clowns and mime sort of belong in that space. The whole kitchen, bar, lounge, entertainment area, they belong in that space, I'm afraid. So, I can't really do that. Though, I get what you mean. Yeah, everybody complains about the kitchen. It's not a great kitchen, but sometimes these are the limitations under which you must labor. Yuanti says, I like the way the glass transitions from diagonal full windows to window panes. It's wonky in a nice way. Yeah, you're, I like that too. You're talking about this, where they sort of go from this shape and it's almost like a square. And it becomes this whole thing on its own. No, I like this too. It is weird, but it's not, this makes no sense weird. Sniper asks, how do you add station-specific roles to maps? A couple of things you have to do. First of all, you have to obviously make it so that whatever role it is has somewhere they can spawn, like this guy. So that's the first part. The other part is that there's a file that has the same name as your station that sort of specifies the crew list. Like, it has things like what's the name of your station, what's its ID, what crew does it have, and how many does it have of different roles. So it's in this file. You specify what jobs are available. Like an indie settings file. Yeah, kind of. It's what's called a YAML file. But yeah, you could say that. That looks weird. Oh well. It'll probably fix itself when the game runs. We'll check it later. I don't know. What do you guys think about the general idea? Yeah. I'm gonna pump some real breathable air into it. That's gonna happen. I just sometimes once I've done, it's like this is, by the way, just to emphasize this. I've done so many different designs on other parts of the ship, and I've like deleted them completely. Like, I've gone through and deleted like a whole project like this and started over because it ended up not working for some reason. But this one I like it so far. maybe I have to stretch it a bit backwards over this thing. But otherwise, it doesn't ruin the overall shape of the ship too much. I'm trying to imagine what it would look like if the basic same shape is on the other side of the ship. And if that would sort of ruin anything, but I don't think it will. And it's also a very precarious place to go through as a maintenance tunnel. Like if you go like you're gonna feel so ill at ease walking through this pathway. Maybe I'll add some like doors too, where it's just to make it even worse, so you can actually exit into space. Because you know, maybe someone shows up and needs to dock. I don't know. Right. I think this will do for the stream. It actually went on. My stream went on for a lot longer than it should. Or, no, not should. I thought it would. But I think this is a solid idea. I like it. I probably have to adjust it at some point. In some way. To make it a bit more complete. Obviously, there needs to be more functions to this. It needs to be filled out in terms of what's in the morgue. I need to consider whether all my material choices are correct and what else I should add or remove or subtract or whatever. But otherwise, I mean, this is just like now the basic prototype, sort of like this is roughly what it's going to be, is done. And I'm pretty happy with it. And it was fun also to have you guys along with it for this little thing. Little journey, a little creative moment. And I'm gonna do due diligence so you all get to see it. Save map 50, Kanite class. There we go. It is now saved. And I fixed the cables. That's right. Wait, before I leave you, let me just quickly tell you what that other thing was that is completely horrendous originally. Just quick before we go. Obviously, this being perma, what people don't know, you can see how usually the pipes are colored according to red being disposal and blue being supply. You'll notice here is that part of the pipe here is not colored. That's because originally, for a long time, the actual air supply into perma wasn't hooked up. And nobody noticed. And until I was like, why is that pipe just not colored? So, yeah. But it is hooked up. It's just I haven't colored it since then. Because it's like, it works now. I don't really, just never mind. It's fixed. It's there to remind me of my fuck up, basically. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No, I'm keeping it. That's for the exact same thing. There are all kinds of fun Easter eggs all over this shit, but alright, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and thanks for being with me as I did my little thing. And, you know, have a good rest of your Sunday and be excellent to each other. See you guys.